What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and there's perhaps no shoe that represents a city more than the Nike Cortez represents Los Angeles. More than 50 years after its debut as the supreme training shoe for the long-distance runner, the Cortez is much more than a shoe. It's the very symbol of a community, tradition, and culture. Let's get into it. The Nike Cortez officially debuted in 1972, taking the world by storm at the height of the 72 Olympics, where a number of medal winners had the track shoe on their feet during what was then the most watched summer games of all time. But the actual shoe was around 4 years earlier at the 1968 Mexico City Games, only in its original iteration, the Onitsuka Tiger Cortez. The Onitsuka Tiger Cortez was the brainchild of running guru Bill Bowerman. Bowerman was not only the head coach of the legendary Oregon track and field team, but Bowerman was also a partner in the Oregon-based shoe distribution company called Blue Ribbon Sports that was run by one of Bowerman's former track and field pupils, an Oregon track and field competitor named Phil Knight. Though Bowerman, Knight, and Blue Ribbon Sports were based in Oregon, the first retail outlet was in Santa Monica. At the time, Los Angeles had a strong foothold in the running market and was on the cutting edge for footwear style. And well, the Onitsuka Tiger had both simple and sophisticated style with unprecedented running innovation. It's worth emphasizing that this was a very unique partnership. Blue Ribbon Sports had a contract to distribute the shoes that were made by Onitsuka Tiger, and as such, Bowerman would build prototypes of new runners and new track shoes. And for this one, the Onitsuka Tiger Cortez, he created the best of two existing Onitsuka models. Once the prototype was approved, the company and Bowerman sought out a name for the new shoe. They realized that the '68 Olympics would be in Mexico, and that would provide a perfect platform for the shoe with the perfect name. Bowerman came up with the Aztec, paying homage to the Mesoamerican civilization that thrived in what would eventually become Mexico. However, there was a snag. Adidas just released a shoe called the Azteca Gold and threatened to sue if the name wasn't changed. Thus, the name Aztec was off the table. To say Bowerman was aggravated would be an understatement. He decided he wanted to make a clear signal to Adidas that Blue Ribbon Sports wanted to conquer the footwear world. He asked the name of the person that used the brutal tactics to overtake the Aztecs and seize the capital of Tenochtitlan. Well, the answer was Hernan Cortez, and on the spot, Bowerman said that should be the name of the new shoe. With extra shock-absorbent cushioning, with extra splice in the heel, the Onitsuka Tiger Cortez was an instant hit years ahead of the competition. Soon, the partnership between Onitsuka and Blue Ribbon Sports soured. While distributing the Tiger Cortez, Knight and Bowerman actually developed their own line of sneakers called Nike, and they wanted the Cortez. In fact, they needed the Cortez to thrive. As such, there was a lawsuit, and Nike won, receiving the rights to the name Cortez, and Onitsuka was allowed to continue manufacturing their own version of the shoe, but under a different name, and they went with the Corsair. After the '72 Olympics put Nike on the map, demand for the shoe grew exponentially. The public noticed the Nike Cortez was being used by athletes, including the legendary Steve Prefontaine, and it became a foundational product for the upstart Nike. By the 1980s, the Cortez took on a new association, the city of Los Angeles. It was a natural fit because at this point in Nike's history, it had the deep roots in Southern California. Again, not only was Blue Ribbon Sports' first retail location in Santa Monica, but 4 of 10 Nike's department stores were located in the greater Los Angeles area by the end of the 1970s. The Cortez became a feature of the city. Some LA Raiders even took to wearing them on road games on artificial turf. Perhaps most importantly, it was simple. It was affordable. The shoe went with everything. It was the choice for LA's working class families. Even by Nike's own corporate account, over time, the silhouette, quote, became a symbol of the city's swap meets, car clubs, and schoolyards. And the shoe made its deepest inroads in Los Angeles with the Los Angeles African American and Hispanic communities. One of the first pop culture ambassadors of the shoe was perhaps Eazy-E, whose Cortezes were integral to his gangsta rap image. And it's no secret that LA's gang culture adopted the Cortez. The shoe's basic design and widespread availability made it easy to incorporate into any number of gang uniforms. And this was when Los Angeles was entering the peak of its gang era. And the shoe's popularity was broad. It was embraced by everybody. But make no mistake about it, of all the groups and cultures that embraced the Cortez, there have been none that laid a stronger claim to the shoe than Latinos in Los Angeles. Cortez's became an essential part of Chicano streetwear. The shoe was a fashion statement, but it was also a symbol of resilience, an ode to families, neighborhoods, and traditions, perhaps best captured by LA photography godfather Esteban Oriol, who took many of these photos. And Nike tries to honor that connection, having released versions of the shoe themed for Dia de los Muertos and Latino Heritage Month. It's an ironic and somewhat subversive statement that a shoe named after a conquistador has become a powerful cultural symbol for the descendants of the people that were conquered. Perhaps the greatest statement was made by legendary LA artist Mr. Cartoon, who created a unique version of the Cortez, removing the Nike logo and replacing it with the head of an Aztec warrior, with some European features. The mix is meant to celebrate the group of people who emerged out of colonization. And the thing is, to all cultures, the Nike Cortez is an unprecedented smash hit for a shoe. There are more than 700 versions of the Cortez officially sanctioned by Nike, including this pair of Nike Cortez, which Whitney Houston wore before the Super Bowl when she performed one of the most rousing renditions of the Star-Spangled Banner of all time. And yeah, Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump did wear Cortez to run across America. There have been official collaborations with the likes of Bella Hadid, as well as LA's own K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar. So in the 50-plus year journey of the Cortez, it's had many uses, from an athletic shoe and general purpose sneaker to the very symbol of a community, to a rite of passage culturally. But perhaps more than any other shoe, the Nike Cortez represents a city, our city, Los Angeles. So whichever pair or pairs of Cortez you own, know they represent the culture, they represent the community, and they represent Los Angeles. All right, LA, it's been a minute.